What's going on, everyone? Back again with everyone's favorite monthly video series where I go over how much money that I passively earned when companies paid me dividends. And something new I'm also doing this year is showing you guys how much money I also made doing options trading. This past month was quite the volatile month, and to prove this, I actually keep a monthly file with my net worth that I update every month, and in the 3 years that I've been doing this, February was the first time that my net worth had actually decreased. Meaning on paper, I was actually worth more money entering the month than I was leaving it. Now you might be wondering, what about last year's C19 sell-off? Well, back then, not as much as my net worth was tied into the stock market as it is today. And it just so happened the month that C19 got really serious, I just happened to get a big bonus at work that month. Now we can see here on FinViz in the past months, there's been a pretty big sell-off here in the tech. And what really hurt me was in the EV sector with Tesla and NIO. They also had some huge losses, and some of these are my bigger positions. So lots of overall red there, and on paper, I'm experiencing some gargantuan losses. But it's not really a loss until I sell. In fact, I see this as a huge buying opportunity. I bought even more stocks than I normally would each week because these pullbacks are what I've been waiting for so long. This is where true generational wealth is really built. If you can really control your emotions and know that the stock market typically recovers every single pullback. If you think about it, nothing has fundamentally changed with any of these companies from January to March. If I liked those companies back then, I should love them even more right now when I get them at a cheaper price. Treasury bond yields, what the Fed is doing, what narratives the media is pushing out. This is all going to be changing every single day. But great companies, great investors, they will prevail no matter what the circumstance. So yeah, while my net worth may have went down for the first time, I have a feeling it's going to continue to skyrocket as the market will inevitably recover, and I bought some great businesses at a lower price. Alright, it's time for dividends and options income. As we start to look at my options income, make sure you touch that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the only way for a small-time YouTuber like me to continue to grow, and the best way that you can show some support if you like this content. So in this past month, I actually made $341 in options income. This was done by selling cash-covered puts on mostly stocks such as NIO and DraftKings. Of course, while I do think that this is easy money, it's not necessarily free money. I actually ended up getting assigned 100 shares of NIO. And of course, this is always one of the risks, is that you get assigned 100 shares of a company. So you have to be comfortable holding it if this is something that you want to do. Now, we all know that EV stocks went down tremendously here in this past couple weeks. So while I might be down big in the short run, I don't really have any worries because I'm just going to be doing the wheel strategy. Now I'll be doing covered calls on my NIO position. And because I believe in their business, I'm confident that the stock price will continue to go up. While the money I made in January and February has been really nice, remember that I only started doing this full-time this year. This was money that I was leaving in my savings account, earning pennies a month, losing money in the long run to inflation. It really makes you realize how much these big banks rip you off. I have a feeling that my March options will be a little less just because of how much the NIO position is down. And I know I won't be able to get as much premium, and that's certainly a con about options, is that the cash flow is a lot harder to predict than dividends. And dividends also continue to build on top of each other for the most part. Now let's get into why you actually clicked on this video, and that's to see these juicy dividends that I earned, passive income, guys, every single month. So our first one for the month of February was MasterCard. They paid me a whole $3.08. I have no doubt that MasterCard will continue to recover and do well as people start to go on more and more vacations, start doing more business trips. MasterCard, Visa, they should all recover very easily. Moving on up here, we have Apple, $6.97 from Apple. Great technology company. I really hope that their EV cars take off and give NIO and Tesla a run for their money. We also have the pharmaceutical company AbbVie paying me a whole $10.40. It's always nice to have exposure to big pharma, right? Moving on, we have Procter & Gamble at $2.37. It's times like these when you are really actually grateful that you own companies like Procter & Gamble, right? So they're not as volatile and they continue to pay dividends quarter after quarter because their products are just so useful and needed in everyday life. Then moving on here, we have my monthly paying dividend REIT company. This is not reality, but Realty Income. They paid me $4.46. And what's really nice is that they basically are doing a dividend reinvestment program now. So my dividend of O actually went to go repurchase more of O shares. So got an extra 0.07 worth of a share of O, and that's just going to continue to reinvest in itself. These dividend payments are going to get bigger and bigger every month as I continue to add into my position in O. All right, then moving on, we have Costco, or as some people like to call it, Costco's. So they paid me a whole $1.40. So hopefully people aren't doing any more panic buying, but I have a feeling that they're going to be shopping at Costco regardless. Then we have DHT Holdings. They pay me a whole $1.25. So this is a pretty big drop off in the amount of dividends that they paid last time. So not sure what's going on over there, but hopefully they continue to pay out those massive dividends that they used to be doing. This is just the interest that I accrued with my uninvested cash on Fidelity, a whole 9 cents. So let's just ignore that. Moving on here, we have SBHD. This is a monthly paying dividend ETF, 87 cents that they paid me this particular month. And then this Intel dividend is actually for the month of March, and Visa is also for the month of March, but I wanted to end it with this QILD dividend, which is actually for the month of February, and they paid me a whole $17.96. So really great cherry on top there to cap off what was a pretty good month for me. Altogether, I had 10 companies pay me a whole $52.60 for the month of February. That's 116% year-over-year increase from February of 2020 to February of 2021. Now, this particular tranche isn't my biggest, and some of the dividend timing is actually why you'll see here I only got $52.60, but 3 months ago in November I got paid a whole $61.98. Some of that is just the timing of when dividends get paid. It gets really annoying sometimes from a tracking perspective when dividends kind of miss that monthly cutoff. But this next tranche in March, this is going to be a huge month for me, and this is when I'm going to be getting my biggest dividend payments for the year so far, and really excited to share that with all of you next month. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit that like button. Here we can see the new dividend growth progression view that I made, and shout out to Investing Sensei. I really used basically what he was using as the inspiration for this. So this will show each month, and it will show how much I made for that month by year. So this is a better way to visualize that trend, that upward trend, my dividend payments, and how they're getting bigger and bigger every single month. That's a mix of me buying more shares of stocks, but it's also companies raising their dividend, such as what my company's Waste Management did, raising their dividend, and also Chubb giving us a whole 2% increase. But every single percent matters. It gets us that much closer to financial freedom, and there's no guarantee that your employer will ever give you a raise. It's really great that we can bank on these companies that have a history of paying us dividends, dividend aristocrats, dividend kings, to give us an income raise, and that gets us so much closer to our financial freedom goals. All right, everyone, make sure you've hit that like button. Leave me a comment below so we can interact. If you have any video requests or want me to talk about any particular topic, and I will buy, stash, collect, cash you later.